Welcome everybody to a brand new episode of SDSL Off the Track, and it is now week. I don't remember. It's been far long enough. We did try recording an episode last weekend, but the computers dropped a lot of frames because it was way too hot where I was. So I'm back at the old studio, um, and it is a lot cooler here. It is a lot more controlled. So far it's working great. On my end, I checked out the video from last time. It was working fine. It did drop frames. I did see that, but on Nofigen's end, I start to sound robotic and choppy. So we're back here once again. We're gonna go just talk about World Finals here tonight. Of course, we'll mention the other things that happened quite before, after, and the things that were very shocking this last weekend. But of course, before we get into all of that, I got to introduce tonight's co-host, that being Nofigen.
Yeah, that's right. We are back again after last week when Lane Flores turned into R2D2, but this time he is back and we are back to talk about some more monster truck stuff.
Yeah, that's right. So, of course, sports world, we can't forget about that. A lot of things that have happened recently, especially one with one where two national teams finished a tournament just recently. So, Nafijan, what's going on there?
Yeah, of course. So, first, one thing I want to talk about, and I'll get Lane's opinion on this as well. The question that's on everybody's mind right now: what the heck is going on with LeBron James today? Because there are still questions circulating what team he is going to be going to, because he's already made it clear he's not going with the Lakers this year. He's going to a different team. So, who are the teams that are currently in the running to get LeBron? Well, obviously, the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Miami Heat, because, well, he's a former player for them, so definitely did being the one of the front runners. But some other teams that have been circulating are the Philadelphia 76ers, which, I mean, it wouldn't be too bad of a fit. But the Golden State Warriors has been a name mentioned as well, and I just find that pretty strange, to be honest. Just considering that LeBron and Steph Curry are heated rivals, and they were especially back in the mid 2010s when they were always playing in the NBA Finals every year. And then it went on when LeBron went to the Lakers, and they were just playing each other all the time in the Western Conference. So that's my take on it and how he would fit with those teams. Lane, what team do you see getting LeBron James in the coming days or weeks or months?
The one team I keep hearing about is my hometown team. That's being the Denver Nuggets. A lot so far they've been covering a lot of players, which I mean they're getting to roll in the trucks, the banks, just in case they can pull off this move. We are looking for new well, not fresh talent, um, new players that can help us climb back into the playoff picture, especially the finals. And LeBron James could be that one player. Of course, we had a few players leave. We did cut a few players so far, so that means something. We're looking into this. Denver is one of the top three named teams. Of course, apart with Golden State, and then there was another one. Well, Cleveland's one of them, but everyone's saying I don't. Everyone's saying that they don't think Cleveland will be that team. I don't think he'll finish there, go back there and finish. Um, Denver is a likely possibility, believe it or not. So, in the case that that happens, we're not gonna be just the Nuggets. We're gonna be Le Nuggets.
A combo between LeBron James and Nikola Jokic would be insane, honestly.
Oh yeah, no, especially look. I love the current roster, but it was showing against the Timberwolves this last season. Jamal's, he's Jamal. Okay, Jamal is he's Jamal, but it's also like he is starting to look washed out there. Aaron Gordon is just really injury prone. Um, Christian Christian Brown, that dude can play, but oh my god, did he suck recently? And then Payne Watson, of course, is the other one, but it looks like Los Angeles Clippers um wants to make a bid for him. So we'll see what's going on. Hopefully, LeBron does finally decide to pick a team, and hope it's us.
Yeah, hopefully sooner than later, LeBron finally makes a decision on where he wants to go. But we'll keep it with basketball and talk a little bit about NBA Summer League because that finals was just yesterday in Las Vegas, Nevada, and it was between the Golden State Warriors and the Memphis Grizzlies, their Summer League teams. Some of the newer rookies that just got drafted, or some of the young rising stars in the league. So in the fourth quarter, I believe it was the Grizzlies that had the lead by 10 points, and they lost for giving up so many fouls near the end, and it was the Warriors taking the win 94-90. But it's just summer league, so let's not dawn on it too much. So moving on to NASCAR now. Yesterday at North Wilkesboro Speedway was the Window World 450. What an incredible name for a race. And getting the win was the number 22 Pennzoil car, Joey Logano, getting the win with 73 points total. In second place was Denny Hamlin, third place Chase Briscoe, fourth place Ty Gibbs, and number 5 Shane Van Gisbergen, the greatest name for a NASCAR driver. So congrats to Joey on another win this season. And next up on July 26th, that is going to be the Brickyard 400 at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, a classic venue, a classic speedway, and a classic race as well for NASCAR. So looking forward to that. But the last headliner for the sports world, as Lane mentioned, yesterday was the World Cup Finals. Yep, the 2026 FIFA World Cup is coming to an end, and we'll have to wait another 4 years for another tournament. But let's talk about this one. So yesterday at MetLife Stadium was the finals between Argentina, looking to go two in a row, back up their win in 2022, and they were going up against Spain. And oh my goodness, this was a barn burner. There was no score in regular time. It was 0-0 still. And then I believe whenever it got into the second half of extra time, 39 seconds in, that is when Spain finally broke the scoreless game and got the only goal that was scored in the World Cup finals. And Argentina had so many opportunities to try to bounce back, going down to the Spain's end of the pitch, as they call it, penalty kicks, but it was not enough. Spain wins. I believe it was their second World Cup all time. So what a historic World Cup final for so many reasons. Lane, have you gotten to see this? Do you have any thoughts on Spain getting the win over Argentina?
Good. Uh, if anyone has seen the controversies around Argentina, you know, I don't want to get too into detail about that, but let's just say everybody hates Argentina at the moment, and their soccer players and their fan base is literally any worse. Um, I got to see some of this. I was working on the house outside during this, but I did see that they were going 0-0 almost throughout the whole game. Spain finally scores, and then they give him 5 extra minutes to seal it off, and there you go, Spain win. I'm happy actually. There could have been better teams. Also, don't forget to mention uh the game for third place was France versus England, which England wins on 6-4. I've never seen that score ever. Um, but yeah, congrats on Spain. I called them my ancestral colonizers. Uh, but yeah, congrats on Spain, including I let me see what his name was. Lamine Yamal. I think I might have butchered the name, but I think that's his name. Big congrats to the guy. You don't really get to be a world star player at 19 years old, winning your first World Cup ever. Um, it's just big for them, big for Spain. Congrats on them. But other than that, we'll see you guys back in another 4 years in 2030. Funny enough, the next World Cup will be held in Spain, Portugal, and Morocco. So we'll
That's
be,
perfect.
yeah,
That
literally
is so
perfect. So
perfect.
we'll be excited for that in the next 4 years.
Oh man, that is going to be a long wait until that World Cup. But I'll tell you, it feels like that was kind of the script for Spain to win it, and then 4 years ago they'll have it, or 4 years later they'll have a chance to defend it.
Yeah, it was an interesting World Cup. I actually like the atmosphere around it. It was really interesting. It was really fun. I'm already starting to miss it.
Yeah, that is it for sports world, I believe. Let's get into the truck jams.
Well, that is right. As we pull up these shows, so we're gonna go through the shows that happened the last 3 weeks. We're not gonna go through results other than World Finals. So just gonna go through the lineups, and this is gonna be a lot of talking. So bear with me. I'm also very exhausted, so give me 1 second. I have to unplug the laptop before it, takes a crap again. So starting off with Colfax, Washington. Monster X tours Barefoot, Paul Craighead, Carolina Crusher, Brian Leach, Rampage, Andy Saver, Werewolf, Stanley Hernandez, Stoughton, Wichita, Wisconsin, Monster X tour Blue Ox, Jay Bozart, Mechanical Mischief, Josh Baumgartner, Talking Dirty, Byron Cadigan, and Wicked Sickness, Mark Andrew. Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Monster Trucks All Out, Booking Bronco, Kevin Lepson, Out Fox, Jim Pigeon, Robo Shark, Sharon Lepson, and T Rex with Mike Worsley. Owen Sound, Ontario, Monster Madness with Helion, Richard Bringer, Psycho Pat Paquettes, Rat Nasty, Ryan Como, Sabotage, Crystal Carey, Trainwreck, Matt Briand, Stanford, Kentucky with Full Throttle Monster Trucks. Also, they were in, this is the Stanford lineup. American Scout, Colton Kaiser, Bigfoot, Roger Gager, Monkey Business, Thomas Borders, Ray Bestos Powertrain, Jasmine Borders. Full Throttle also was in Rushville, Indiana, with American Scout, Colton Kaiser, Blockhead, Logan Vessels, Dirk Crew, Tommy Veralone, Dirk Crew Dozer, David Alford, and Maximus Jody Smith. Ucapa, California, All-Star Monster Truck Tour with Cyclops, Vincent Ackard, Double Trouble, Tyler Groth, Unnamed and Untamed, Juan Munoz, and the veteran Travis Groth. Penticton, British Columbia, Militia's Monster Truck Tour, Elbows Up, Joe Briggs, Identity Theft, Marvin Anderson, Gavin Sull in Mixed Up, Rockstar, Bill Payne, and Spitfire, Mark Simonin, Del Mar, California, for the Full Contact Racing Show in the Del Mar Arena. They're famous for hosting it every 4th of July weekend. Starting off with Enforcer, Brandon Galley, Gunslinger, Dylan Bartz, Neon Knights, Colton Fowler, Obsessed with Eric Swanson, Playing for Keeps, Tony Canito, Pretty Obsessed, Misha Swanson, and Wicked Strong, Jacob Galley. And of course, we had Beckley, West Virginia, Renegade Monster Trucks, with Hurricane Force, Steve Thompson, Illuminator, Daniel Donnelly, Jurassic Attack, Jurassic Attack, Preston Collins, Stinger Unleashed, CJ 2, Toxic Corey Snyder, Velociraptor, Preston Perez. And the following week after that, I know Knopf and I both had shows that weekend. Not this last weekend, that weekend I'm about to announce. So the week after World Finals, Denver, Colorado had Hot Wheels Monster Truck Live, of course, the West Coast Tour. Buffalo, New York, Hot Wheels as well with the East Coast. Jeez. Adel, Iowa, Monster X Tour with Mechanical Mischief, Josh Baumgartner, Monster Patrol, Brandy Schmidt, Redneck Rampage, Rod Schmidt, and Wicked Sickness, Mark Andrew, Monster Trucks Maniac in Dumas, Texas, Johnny Davenport, Double Duty for Ghost Rider and Girl Power, Dylan Fenley, King Crunch, Chris Davis, Nitro Hornet, Conchocton, Ohio, Monster Truck Bash, Equalizer, Rylan Hawkins, Godzilla, Ryan Holman, Rage in a Cage, Josh Holman, and Rescue Racer, Josh Holman. Did double duties again. Westminster, Maryland, Monster Truck Roundup, of course, the place where Blake Granger will be going here next year. Well, he already is signed. He already is in contract with them, but next year will be the off the leash debut. So, what do you think on Blake Granger joining Monster Truck Roundup?
Yeah, who got that on their 2026 bingo card? Of course, we don't have to explain everything that happened in Monster Jam between them and Blake Granger, but I mean, I guess the off the leash truck doesn't look that bad. I mean, I know how Blake Granger loves AI to make merchandise or monster trucks designs and that kind of stuff, but I'm willing to give it a shot. I'm sure everybody was upset when Blake Granger got the boot. There's also some that maybe say that he deserved it. But regardless, he's getting another shot. and he'll be competing against the likes of Bad News and Shockwave and Backdraft, Be Aware, all those kinds of trucks. But hey, I'm looking forward to it. We'll see how he does on the independent side next year.
Yeah, it was interesting. If anyone has seen Monster Truck Lords podcast with Blake Ranger, it is an interesting interview. By the way, this lineup for Westminster, Maryland included Backdraft Justin Perkins, Bad News Charles Fast, Brandon Durrell, Be Aware Jessica Millard, Metal Monster Shane Grunseth, Muddy Grog and Brood, and Shockwave Bill Brockman Jr., Fraserville,
Oh,
Ontario with Monster Madness, Hellion Brendan Behan, Psychopath Pat Paquettes, Ran Nasty Brian Como, Sabotage Crystal Carey, Ram Monsters and Mayhem in Lloydminster, Saskatchewan, Crude Jared Vogel, Roughneck Jason Quart, Sheer Insanity Jason Bailey, Davisburg, Michigan Excavator Gage Bruzy,
yeah.
Psycho Circus Mason Rife, Relentless Chris Rogers, Stars Rex Tyler Morecamp, Nashville, Illinois for the full throttle monster trucks. Excuse me. American Scout Colton Kaiser, Bigfoot Roger Gager, Blockhead Logan Vessels, Third Crew Tommy Veralone, Monkey Business Thomas Borders, and Ray Bessel's Power Change Jasmine Borders. And of course, Princeton, Indiana. I believe this is the show that Noffigan went with Bigfoot Roger Gager, Blockhead Logan Vessels, Dirt Crew Tommy Veralone, Monkey Business Thomas Borders, and Ray Bessel's Power Train Jasmine Borders. So, what do you think since you got to see the rip-off Donkey Kong, the old Bigfoot body that actually won the 50th anniversary body tournament? So, what do you think on this show?
Yeah, this was quite an interesting fairground show. It was my first ever full throttle monster trucks event. Didn't really have much expecting out of it, but it was a pretty good show. Dirt Crew, Tommy Veralone was the one who won the wheelie competition. Why? Because he's the only one that did a stoppie, of course. And then Chicago Style Racing, taking that competition, was Monkey Business, and Thomas Borders getting the win over Dirt Crew in the final. If you've heard of Monster Truck Damon Mitchell, they've been doing this whole meme with the Borders team, hashtag let Damon drive. So he came out and drove Ray Bestos in the intros, and they had a little skit with Jasmine getting the driver's seat back from Damon. But Damon then came out to play some guitar music for the fans, which is nice. But then freestyle was quite interesting. Jasmine Borders and Ray Bestos came out first and won. Why? Because she hit the motorhome first and she flipped over. So they got the freestyle win in a tiebreaker with Roger Gager and Bigfoot. But overall, it was a pretty cool full throttle Monster Trucks event. And kudos to them for the product they put on, because they put on a lot of events during the week, especially in summer.
Yeah, so saw like it looked like it was a great show. I saw the Extreme Overdrive highlights, independent highlights video, and I saw yours since it was up first. All right, next up, Wenatchee, Washington, Malicious Monster Truck, of course, the Straight Up Racing Camp, Riverhead, New York, KSR Motorsports, Bad News, Charles Fast, Brandon Durrell, Hurricane Force, Steven Thompson, Killer B, Joe Jenkins, Playing Hooky, JRC Sock, The Ripper, Ryan Caputo, and Web Slinger, Shane Noblin. Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania, the famous four-wheel jamboree. Uh, it's a big show, but it's not as big as it was anymore since they don't treat it like that. Which Wayne, Reagan, everybody else, get to it. Um, Black Stallion, Mike Waters, Dirt Crew, David Alford, Higher Education, Chris DeHoyos, Maximus, Jared Smith, Ram Demption, Kurt Kramer, and the 200, sorry, the American 250th anniversary design, of course, Stars and Stripes, Raminator with Mark Hall. And in Canfield, Ohio, saw the Outlaw Monster Truck Drags with Jurassic Attack Preston Collins, Krakens Nick Pagarulo, Misfire Brooke Pagarulo, Nightmare Express Kyle Kunkel, Velociraptor Preston Perez, and Virginia Giants Clavel. South Bend, Indiana, saw the Monster Truck Throwdown, Crush Station Greg and Zach Wickenbach, Little Miss Madness Athena Kozel, Lumberjack Zach Wickenbach, Psycho Circus Mason Rife, Rad Attack Jacob Ladwig, and then, of course, Megapole Park, Illinois also had a throwdown with Crash Station, Zach Wickenbach, Fries Bite, Kylie Kentz, The Haymaker, Chucky Bakken, Lumberjack Zach Wickenbach, Rat Attack Jacob Ledwig, Terminal Velocity John Zimmer Jr., Uproar John Zimmer Sr., and of course Cincinnati, Ohio, was Monster Jam with Armando Castro, the first show after World Finals right away. Armando Castro, Toro Loco, Kristen Anderson, Gravedigger, Tony Oaks, JCB Diggertron, Trent Robbins, Crazy Chain, we'll get to him later. Michele Tolochka, Megalodon, Montana Robbins, Playing Crazy, Caleb Blood, Sparkle Smash, Bryce Tolochka, Zombie, and of course, Evansville, Indiana saw the Summer Smash events. Of course, with the stacks loaded lineup of independents, and of course, debut designs here. And of course, there was some awesome things that happened that weekend. So, this of course included Avenger Jim Kohler, Bad Company John Gordon, Black Pearl Copenard, if we only knew, Bounty Hunter Jimmy Cream, Crime Time Brittany Ames with the backflip. Did you see that?
Prime time backflip in this economy? And the back tires didn't even touch the ramp.
No, like it. No, it literally did not. And that chassis is old too, which I was surprised that thing even lived. We also had Crusher Root, Devin Jones, Culture Shock, Daniel Ames, Extreme King Sling with Cliff Thomas behind the wheel, Jacqueline Hyde, Corey Keinel, King Sling, Jeremiah Peraz, Mayhem, Chris Kohler, Miss Overboard, apparently Aaron Basil. So this was on the Devastator chassis. I didn't know how to feel about that. What do you think on that?
Yeah, I don't know what the idea was behind that. I guess Team Overboard just maxed out on how many trucks they got because they had Black Pearl, they had Wild Side, Overboard, they had the Wrecker. So I guess that's the most amount of trucks they got, and they just decided to throw Miss Overboard on Nightlife, and it looked ugly. I'm not gonna lie, it did not look good.
Yeah, could have just kept Nightlife on, honestly. And then we also had Overboard with Jamie Garner and Bryce Langlois. Mike Nugent with Rowan Rex, Don Cree and Scarlet Bandit. And of course, the brand new black and blue greenish design of Sharkbite with Dan, the man, Dahlgren.
Yeah,
What do you think on that design, by the way?
absolute heat. It's a perfect. I know there's a lot of trucks that have probably done some blackout designs, but this one just fits perfectly. And Dan the Man did pretty good debuting this new design too.
Yeah, and also he had a backflip, the final one ever. He is still going to compete, just no more backflips for the meantime. John Kohler Spike, and then of course, the Wrecker with DJ Garner. Why hasn't she driven Megalodon yet? Zach Garner as behind the wheel, and of course, talking of Wildside, Zach Garner, and of course Joe Foley with Wrecking Crew. And that was the shows from the week before. Here's the ones from the shows last weekend, very recently. So one more to go. We're almost there. Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live in New Orleans, Louisiana. Nashville, Tennessee also was there for Hot Wheels. And then Santiago, Chile for Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live with Bigfoot, Rebecca Schnell, Cody Smith, Bone Shaker, Allison Patrick, Gunkster, Kristen Migas, Mega Rex, Darren Schnell, Rhinomite, Scalosaurus, Nick Migas, Tiger Shark, Chris Walker, Monster Truck Nitro Tour, and how do you
Eureka. We're just
Eureka?
gonna go with
Yeah, we'll go with Eureka, California. Carolina Crusher, Paul Craighead, Rampage, Andy Saver, Werewolf, Stanley Hernandez, and Wild Thing, Brandon Leach. Monster X in Susanville, California. Same lineup, actually, from Eureka, just a few days before. Fulton, Montana, for the Monster Truck Bash. Elder Abuse, Scott Sofa, Godzilla, Ryan Holman. Public Disturbance with Corey Laby, Rage in a Cage, Ryan Holman, and Rescue Racer Josh Holman. Monster Trucks Maniac in Boyd, Texas. Crazy Heifer David Smith. Johnny Davenport, of course, doing double duties. Ghost Rider and Girl Power. Dylan Family, King Crunch, Chris Davis. Nitro Hornet. Eleanor, West Virginia for the Putnam County Fair. Only 2 trucks. Interesting lineup with Excavator, Gage Bursey.
Gate Bursey.
Towasaurus Rex, Jesse Bursey. Regina, Saskatchewan, another Ram Monsters and Mayhem show with Crude, Jared Vogel, Roughneck, Jason Court, and Sheer Insanity, Josh Bailey. Grand Junction, Colorado. No, I did not go. I was too far out, and I went somewhere instead. With Bare Bones, Craig Christensen. Oh, God, I can't even talk anymore. Double Trouble, Tyler Groth. That would have been fun to see again. Geronimo, Reincarnated, Rob Poutre, Unhinged with Caden Morris, the veteran Travis Groth, and Wicked Sickness, Mark Andrew. The Monster Truck Insanity Next Level Tour in Kennewick, Washington,
Oh
with
boy.
Captain USA Dawson Reyes, Hillbilly Tim Manchester, Midnight Panic Leah Latham, and David Sucker with the T-Max chassis. Driving next level truck. What did he do now, Virginia?
So the next level tour thought it'd be a good idea for David Tucker to take that independent suspension monster truck that looks like an RC car, but 10 times its size, or so many times its size, and try to backflip it. And and they built the worst backflip ramp they possibly could have made. So I may not have the visuals, but I'll try to explain it. So it's a dirt lead up to the obstacle, of course. But did they have like a sea container or a train car for the backflip ramp? No, they just used a bunch of cinder blocks, it looked like. And the truck just kept going forward, straight up, leaning past 90 degrees, and breaking the entire front right end of the suspension. Absolutely terrible idea. Terrible backflip ramp. That truck is not built for backflips at all, and never backflip that truck ever again. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking. They were trying to kill David, by the way. But yeah, next level. Don't ever do that again. Billings,
No.
Montana, Big Sky Speedway, with the Fallon, Gabe Montoya, Maniac, Dave Smith, Misfit, not Gabe Montoya, Derek Ritter, new one. As my computer's starting to drop a little bit, just a few frames. We're good. Misfit, Derek Ritter, Nightlife, Aaron Basil, Obsessed, Eric Swanson, Pretty Obsessed, Misha Swanson, Turlock, California for the Life Happens at the Stand Co. Fair. That's an interesting name. Enforcer, Brandon Galley, Blatant for Keeps, Tony Canito, Survivor, Ryan Fraser, and Wicked Strong, Jacob Galley. Try Montana, Full Throttle, Monster Trucks, Bigfoot, Roger Gager, Monkey Business, Thomas Borders, Public Nuisance, Corey Levy, Ram Demption, Kirk Kramer, and Ray Besto's Powertrain, Thomas Borders. Philpot, Philpot? I think it's Philpo. Kentucky, Country Strong, Eric Howe, Clumsy Monkey, Jasmine Borders, Metal Monster, Shane Grunseth, Plain Hooky, JRC Sock, Relentless, Chris Rogers, Lagrange, Indiana, also Full Throttle. Full Throttle was everywhere this week. Country Strong, Eric Howe, Monkey Business, Thomas Borders, Red Bestos, Powertrain, Jasmine Borders, and Stomper, Don Vanskiok. Greentown, Indiana, also Full Throttle, Bigfoot, Roger Gager, Blockhead, Logan Vessels, Dirt Crew, Tommy Verlone, along with Monkey Business and Ray Bestos. Monroe, Wisconsin for the JM Motorsport Productions. Black Stallion, Mike Waters. Higher Education, Chris DeHios. Iron Warrior, Tim Azentis, aka Mullet. Monster Patrol, Carson Schmidt. Overkill Evolution, Mike Waters Jr. And Redneck Rampage, Rod Schmidt. Bremerton, Washington for the Malicious Monster Truck Tour with the Cali Kid, Bill Payne, and the rest. Hold on, never mind. Identity Theft, Marvin Anderson. Mixed Up, Gavin Soul, Napa, Joe Briggs. Rockstar, Bill Payne, Spitfire, Nick Jones, and Time, Donald Epidendio. Sillins Grove, Pennsylvania, Renegade. Airmail, Jordan Fisher, Jurassic Attack, Preston Collins, Stinger Unleashed, CJ Rutu, Velociraptor, Preston Perez, and Virginia Giants, Cliff Vow. Monsters of Destruction in Jennerstown, Pennsylvania. We have a lot of shows. With Tommy Verlone driving, Dirt Crew, Hurricane Force, Stephen Thompson, Lone Eagle, Brandon Pizzo, Maximus Jared Smith, Predator, not the 3D cat body. It is the original body that they're using. The old Penda style body with Alan Pizzo behind the wheel, and War Wizard RJ Turner, Watertown, New York for 2X Monster Trucks Live. Bounty Hunter Corey Kinel, King Sling Jeremiah Peraz, Ron Rex Mike Nugent, Scarlet Bandit Don Green, and Shark Bite with Dan, the man, Dahlgren.
Yeah.
It's a good time when you get to announce the man and Gage Bursey in the same week.
It's
Laporte,
cinema.
Laporte, Indiana, Full Throttle, American Outlaw, Brandon Overmeyer, Bigfoot, Roger Gager, Gone Fishing, Colton Kaiser, Metal Monster, Shane Grunseth, Monkey Business, Thomas Borders, Playing Hooky, JRC Sock, Ray Bestos, Powertrain, Jasmine, Borders, Stomper, Dylan Van Skiok, Iona, Michigan, Monster Truck Throwdown with Crush Station, Zach Wickenbach, Frontier Truck Parts, Jeremiah Fihan, Frostbite, Kylie Kentz, The Haymaker, Chucky Bakken, Little Miss Madness, Athena Kozel, Lumberjack, Zach Wickenbach, Red Attack, Jacob Ladwick. Why do we have so many shows? Warsaw, Indiana. Oh my God. Extreme Monster Madness. American Outlaw, Brandon Overmeyer, Axe, Joe Foley, Brutus, John Kohler, Crush Station, Zach Wickenbach, Gone Fishing, Colton Kaiser, Lumberjack, Jack Gill Bladwig, Smashosaurus, Trip Jones, Tailgater, Tim Jones, and War Wizard. Lamar, Missouri. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, MO. I just remembered. It's not Montana. MO is Missouri. So Troy, Missouri. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's been a long day. Sorry. Should have pointed out, man. Lamar, Missouri. Toughest monster truck tour in the stopping grounds, of course. This is where a lot of news suddenly developed, but we'll talk about that at the end as well. So, Blockhead, Darren Basil, Dirt Crew, David Alford, Charles Schucht, not Dalton Widener, Austin Minton. Also, this is where the body finally rolled.
Of course.
Austin, you suck.
Austin. Why? Why Austin?
Um, Literally the same night we got the news. But anyway, Telegator, Tim and Trip Jones, Terminal Velocity, John Zimmer Jr., Twisted Addiction, Trip Jones, Uproar, John Zimmer, and Vendetta with Fat Mike Christensen. We'll get to more about that later. St. Paul, Minnesota with Jam, Ultra Loco Fernando Martinez, Gravedigger, Tyler Miniga, Megalodon, Michaela Talachka, Overboard, Jamie Garner, Sparkle Smash, Jamie Sullivan, Thunder Orange, Colt Stevens, Wildside, Zach Garner, and Zombie Bryce Talachka. Yeah, you got it. Charlotte, North Carolina. Also jammed El Toro Loco, Armando Castro, Excalibur, Mike Pagarulo, Gravedigger, Kristen Anderson, JCB Diggertron, Tony Oaks, Jester, Matt Pagarulo, Crazy Train, Trine Robbins, Plain Crazy, Montana Robbins, Sparkle Smash, Caleb Blood, and then Los Angeles, California, where we saw Freestyle Mania last year. This time around, it's just a regular arena show with Earthshaker, Alex Barden, El Torolico, MJ Solorio, Weston Anderson, Gravedigger, Tristan England, JCP Diggertron, Tim Hall Jr., Jurassic Attack, Chelsea Van Cleve, Sparkle Smash, Carson Williams, Thunder Roars, Travis Hall, Velociraptor. So that is all the shows we had this past weekend, and that was a lot of them.
You did it.
Yay! We have one more after that. Okay,
Oh.
now we finally get to start to the main topic of this episode, and that is, of course, the Monster Jam World Finals, which happened 3 weeks ago in Salt Lake City, Utah, over the 4th of July weekend. I was there finally for the first time. My third ever World Finals. I know, Alpha Jane, you were in Hawaii, which Hawaii town was crazy.
Yup.
But heading into this show, what were some expectations you had?
Well, before this World Finals happened, I was just hoping it'd be better than last year, especially with the different format because 2025 it was very controversial heading into it because of how new the format was, which I believe the news or the rumor is that it's something that Riot Circle Stadium insisted on. So probably next year when the World Finals goes to Indianapolis, it'll go back to something even better, but that's besides the point. So heading into this World Finals, it was just racing and freestyle split for both days. Two on high jump were on the qualifying day. So my expectation was for the product for both competitions, racing and freestyle, to be better. And we'll talk about it later in the show. That somehow wasn't the case, especially for Friday. But yeah, for 28 trucks, I was expecting this to be a better World Finals than last year, and it was. Still needs some improvement, but hey, what can you do with the split format?
Yeah, Glorified stadium show, really. But yeah, next year. Well, we'll talk about what they announced Thursday. Not a whole lot, as I can remember. Just the important one. That's it. Is that they're going to Indianapolis next year, which I believe you just said. Yeah, really interested to see what they're gonna do. Apparently, rumor was going around too is that the split format was the Rice Eccles Stadium's decision, not Feld's. It was the stadium's decision. I don't know why for, but it was interesting regardless. So
Yeah, if that's the case, then goodbye Salt Lake City. We're never bringing World Finals to you again.
yeah, no, that road trip was literally hell. From Colorado to there. On the way back, it was nice, but the way there, no, it was not fun. We had wildfires at the time too. But Indianapolis, first or second indoor stadium, I would say, because SoFi does have a roof. It does also have. It's not a fully enclosed environment, so I would kind of count it as a second. For it's weird. It's weird. You could debate that really, but yeah, Indianapolis World Finals is interesting actually. I I kind of like the idea. It's not bad. Uh, I'm interested in what they're gonna do, how they're gonna fit the track in there, if they're gonna be like SoFi or if it's gonna be like, they'll be given permission to go up on the seats, which I highly doubt because the NFL season starts like almost a month after World Finals. So we'll see how they do that track, which we'll see that of course next year. But Indianapolis World Finals will be definitely interesting to see how they keep what format they'll do, how they keep it. I do say keep um since it is a 3-day format again. I'd say keep high jumping skills on Thursday again, racing Friday, and then freestyle Saturday night. What do you think on that?
Yeah, I think that'd be a perfect format as well. And to talk about just Indianapolis hosting World Finals, I think it's a pretty cool idea because Indianapolis is known historically for racing, and Lucas Oil Stadium has so much Monster Jam history behind it. And I am currently planning on going to the World Finals next year. It'll be my first one since Nashville in 2023. So whenever it's September and the tickets are on sale for World Finals, I'm getting them immediately, booking my trip there. So I'm excited to go back to the main event, but going back to the format, that would be the most reasonable one. To just do the minor competitions on the day of qualifying, do racing all on one day, so you can do whatever the heck you want for the racing track, and then freestyle on Saturday. You can do whatever you want for the freestyle track. That just makes the most sense so that it's not the same track for both days. You can get different things. You can get some variety in there.
Yeah. So going on to staying on Thursday night, we'll go on to how Monster Jam posted up the results. So we're starting off with high jump, even though this is what closed out that night. Your winner. Actually, I'm gonna go with the top three here. On number third, finishing bronze, Zombie Stars and Stripes Bar Masauri with the 26.013 feet high up in the air. Tech Deck Rack Deck Bryce Kenny with a high jump and nice cool rollover save at the end with 26.699 feet up in the air. And of course, Wild Side Zach Garner is now a two-time World Finals champion after going high up 27.248 feet in the air and now getting himself another championship. What are your thoughts on that?
Look out, Ryan Anderson. You've got some competition now. But all jokes aside, congrats to Zach Gardner for being the first independent to win the Lucas Oil High Jump competition as well. So adding some more hardware to the overboard team.
Yeah, it was awesome to see. Going on to the next one. So for racing qualifying, your Saturday top qualifier was Wildside Zach Gardner. Excuse me. Uh, Son of a Digger was the top qualifier for Friday, which in total, he is the fastest qualifier in general. And of course, Two Wheel Skills Championship. Your top three, Terminal Velocity John Zimmer Jr. after attempting a maximum moonwalk to backflip, moonflip, and of course didn't attempt it. He attempted this last year. Almost got it this year, but they just didn't really get it to connect. But yeah, terminal velocity ends in bronze with a 7.959. Gravedigger Tyler Meninga with an 8.73 and finishing in second. And for the first time ever, in independent finally wins the skills championship with zombie Brandon Talochka after an awesome
Yeah.
combo set of moves in one round, mind you. I'm glad they did this in round one single round. By the way, I was not even gonna record all both rounds. I'm glad they did this all in one round. A lot of drivers messed up at the beginning. Of course, JCB's Tristan England, Tony Oaks, Ryan Anderson, all messed up. A lot of these guys messed up at the beginning. Who got to come out first? So this gave some leeway to Zombie Brandon Talochka with a nice stoppy to nose wheelie from the center ramp at the step up, going on down all the way, and then got it back up a few times on the kickups, and then on the one wheel for a few seconds, and then that got him the freestyle, the two wheel skills championship. So big congrats to Brandon Talochka and Zombie. What do you think on that?
Absolute W. Our GOAT, Brandon Telechka, finally getting a championship. I feel like Zombie or Brandon Telechka has been looked at as one of the most underrated skills competitors in all of Monster Jam this year. I mean, the skill for his truck is absolutely insane. And this was his one opportunity to win a world championship because he didn't win LCQ, didn't get in the main field. So this was his one opportunity to do so, and he beat out the likes of Tyler Meninga, John Zimmer Jr., Weston Anderson, Tim Hall Jr., who finished in fourth place. So big congratulations to Brandon Telechka. Now we'll see him next year try to defend it, and we'll see maybe if he can take it another step further and actually get into the main field. But congratulations, Brandon Telechka.
Yeah, big congrats to Brandon, the first ever independent driver to win a skills championship. On to the LCQ, which is the remaining competition we had, which actually started off Thursday night. So, going on to the semifinals, actually, there's a few things to take notes here. So, originally, Michaela Tulachka and Megalodon was originally in the LCQ, but due to commitments with the medical field. Wait, no, that's a lie. She was there. Um, yeah, I just remember
Yeah,
she was there.
what was it? What was that about?
Yeah, something about that, but she was actually there, which was weird. So that gave one of the alternates, Jester Matt Pagarillo, rocking the blue USA body once again. This time celebrating the American 250th chrome blue. By the way, I like this better than the white one. What do you think on that body?
Yeah, I love it. That's the navy blue body, it looks like, and has the America 250 logo on it. It really makes it pop with the colors of the flag.
Yeah, originally there was gonna be a color on it, but guess it didn't work out, and they just threw it all the blue in the last minute. So it worked out better for Matt. Looks way better than the white one, honestly. Round one of Sparkle Smash Tropical. Chelsea Van Cleve defeats Jester. Vendetta Mike Christensen defeated Ultra Loco Yellow. MJ Solorio. Playing Crazy Montana Robbins defeated Ultra Loco Nitro's Joe Foley. Jurassic Attack Stars and Stripes. Tim Hall Jr. defeated Megalodon Stars and Stripes. Talking about the Jurassic Attack body, what do you think on this?
It seems like a lot going on, but I started to get used to it, and I really kind of like it. And Tim Hall Jr. said on social media that this is, I believe it's his favorite Jurassic Attack body, or just his favorite body he has ran. And it is really cool just to see all the different trucks that got like 4th of July schemes. Didn't really expect to see Jurassic Attack get one, but it does look kind of nice. Took some getting used to, but I think Team Throttle Monster pulled it off pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the best body in general over the weekend by far, but I liked it. Uh, Fit the theme, of course. We had a lot of repetitive bodies here and there, which we'll get to soon. But Crazy Train On to round two. Crazy Train defeats Chelsea Van Cleef. Vendetta defeats Zombie Talochka. Earthshaker defeats Plain Crazy. And of course, Jurassic Attack Stars and Stripes defeats CP3 Classroom Crusher. And then on to semifinals. Crazy Train Vendetta, which. Sorry, hold on. Give me 1 second. I have to blow my nose real fast.
We interrupt this program with a short break. And we are back. So, well, let's talk about some of the other trucks that probably Lane will get to talk about as well. Yeah, so let's talk about Corey Rummel doing double duty this week for both the Blippy Monster Truck and the Monster Jam Stunt Truck. What an incredible opportunity for him to represent on Friday a truck collaboration that we probably did not need. And then trying to double backflip on Saturday, which we'll get to later on. And I'll talk about other trucks that made some appearances. How about Monster Mutt Dalmatian with a fire hat on it to represent Marshall from Paw Patrol? That was another interesting decision as well. But I know him being the big El Toro Loco fan, he'll also love to talk about the different Toro bodies that were used for the Encore, especially the newer ones that debuted, like Nitro, Ice, and the black version. I'm sure I'll have much to say about Armando Castro running the El Toro Loco black body in the freestyle competition, which to all of us came as a surprise. But that was very fitting, especially for a time like the World Finals. And then there was the Monster Mutt Dalmatian Stars and Stripes, which I believe one certain driver was going to be piloting, but didn't because Huntsville, Alabama happened. So while I guess Lane is still blowing his nose, let's talk about
I'm back.
the kind of different Gravedigger red primer. It was just a shortened hood and a long tailgate.
Wait, I'm
Oh,
back.
I was just telling him all about all the different paint schemes or different new bodies that were running.
We could.
Especially Coy Rummel, who did double duty with Blippy and the Monster Jam stunt truck.
Yeah, we'll talk about that real soon. The little promotion stunts were interesting, especially the Paw Patrol one. It was boring. Anyway, back on LCQ semifinals. Crazy Train defeated Vendetta, which Trine looked like a menace here on that night. He had easy rounds, easy opponents. But Vendetta, since he had a full team throttle showdown between Earthshaker and Jurassic Attack, he goes up to both of his drivers, revs him up, and tells him, go get him, boys, go give hell." Either one would go on to meet Crazy Train, which of course it was Alex Bard and Crazy Train, Earthshaker, excuse me, going on to the finals. And to anyone's surprise, but at the same time, it was awesome to see Crazy Train, Trident Robbins, defeat Earthshaker at the end. He looked crazy fast. He had the berms down correct. Which those berms at the beginning were hard to get through because you didn't want to, lose control and crash straight onto the sideline wall. Everyone kept it well controlled, but Trent Robbins had that easy. But yeah, big congrats onto LCQ winner Trent Robbins and Crazy Train. So what do you think on that victorious moment?
Come on, ride it, train. And ride it. We love it. Triton Robbins getting revenge from last year. He was on a mission to take it all. And Triton Robbins and Crazy Train getting the final spot in the World Finals main field. Right? That was the final spot. No other driver from LCQ moved on to World Finals, right? Right?
Nah. Yeah. So what happened this night as well after qualifying, especially for terminal velocity? Rumor going on is that he sped up in the tunnel, which of course is a big no-no. We saw this earlier this year with Cole Vernard doing the exact same thing in Houston, which they pulled him for the rest of the show. So in the case for terminal velocities, John Zimmer Jr., he got pulled out from World Finals entirely. So at least he got to do skills in qualifying, but that little moment led to a big no-no. Some things, there's a few things here and there that happened. He did this on purpose, or he did this on accident. He wants to shift it, which I still find it hard to believe. I asked him, and he didn't want to contribute to that. So I said, you know what? That's right. We'll stick with our rumors. The ones that know, well, no. Or another
Gen-
thing was that he got really mad and threw a steering wheel at, I think at someone. Which
oh,
either at someone or something, but someone was probably in the way. Anyway, that's a big no-no, and they pulled John Zimmer Jr. from the rest of the World Finals. So that, of course, leads into Alex Barr and Earthshaker, your finalists from LCQ into the World Finals, which, I mean, awesome for him, too. Alex Barton really put up a awesome showing this year in Arena West, uh, especially just recently in Los Angeles. He went up against Weston Anderson 3-0. Tristan England, he went up against him 3-1. Like, Alex was on a roll in racing this year. What do you think?
Alex Barton, man, he is a beast, and he showed it, especially on a big stage. I know he probably would have wanted to win it all at the LCQ competition, but he did get to show his stuff in the World Finals. So big congratulations to him.
Yeah, so going on to Friday nights. Um, Going on to Friday night of World Finals, of course, July 3rd, which we saw racing and freestyle for the first time here, of course. So, starting off with racing, on round one, your racing winners were Zombie Stars and Stripes, Barmasario, Toro Loco, Armando Castro running the orange body. El Toro Loco, Fernando Martinez, Stars and Stripes, JCB Diggertron, Tristan England, Dragon Cody Saucier, and Gravedigger Legend, Adam Anderson. Round two, Son of a Digger defeats Zombie. El Toro Loco Stars and Stripes defeats his teammate Armando Castro. JCB Diggertron defeated Tech Deck, Rack Deck, and The Legend defeats Dragon. Semifinal, Stars and Stripes defeats Son of a Digger. JCB Diggertron and Gravedigger defeated Gravedigger Legend. We could have seen a brother versus brother finals for Friday night, but instead we saw a bigger final for the night, which of course was JCB Diggertron's Tristan England and the up and comer rising star El Toro Loco Stars and Stripes with Fernando Martinez. He was actually my pick to win, and believe it or not, when we were doing those brackets, I was like, the one who I really saw had it down during qualifying was Fernando Martinez, and he had it all the way down, just like Tryon Robbins. But unfortunately, in the finals, heading on to the racing finals Saturday nights, JCB Diggertron Tristan England defeated Stars and Stripes El Toro Loco to advance, and the rest is history. We'll get to that. We'll get back to Stars and Stripes El Toro Loco back here later. Starting off with Friday night BKT freestyle. So
Oh boy,
you're
oh boy.
so okay, we gotta start with Mike Paget. We we literally start Friday freestyle with Mike Pag Excalibur. So he originally had the black, red, white, and blue body. Okay, in your opinion, what did you think on that one before we got to the other one?
Yeah, so the body for
Yeah,
Excalibur, I mean, wow, that was quite a shock because I assumed that he was just going to run that black USA body for the entire weekend, and he just comes out rolling with a chrome body, and that didn't last very long.
I mean,
That
honestly, like, sorry, but that black body, it looked cool and all, little repetitive, but looked like a push, like the rocket pop that some people were saying about. But this chrome one literally looks better than the black one. I was surprised when he came out with that, when it rolled out with it, and like you said, it literally didn't even last a full freestyle run this time around. Just immediately goes out hard and crashes into the center ramp. But yeah, what a
yeah,
way to start off freestyle.
he kicked off a trend that would continue on with the rest of the night, and that is drivers going out too big too early. drivers were pretty careless to say the least, especially some of the early ones going out.
Yeah, a lot of so the trucks that literally wrecked um Friday night, because not only 5 of these I mean 4 okay, literally the top 5 were the ones that either had a completed run, one of them still wrecked out, but oh no, 2 of them actually did. But literally anything that was under the top 5 is well wrecked out early. So these were JCB Diggertron Stars and Stripes, Gravedigger Red Primer almost had a crazy save at the end. I never yelled so loud like that. That was really awesome. He almost had that. Earthshaker didn't wreck, but did break, unfortunately. Lucas Stabilizer did wreck. Megalon. Sparkle Smash Stars and Stripes did have a crazy wreck. Excalibur, of course, as well. Crazy Train, unfortunately, did wreck as well. Thunder Roars, this case, first jump in and truck shots off. No wreck, it just shuts off. They lose its power completely. And of course, the bigger one that everyone was really sad about was the run that ended Freestyle Saturday night last year. Gravedigger Tyler Meninga goes up. Last year, if you remember, goes up, starts with his stoppie. Turns out truck completely shut off, and freestyle ends like that, which was hilarious. This time around, he goes out before Weston, goes up on the center ramp for a high jump, and next thing you know, coming down, truck breaks a wheel off, and it couldn't have been any more sadder for Tyler Meninga's night or year again into World Finals. But we'll get back to him soon, since he had a little redemption arc right after. But so your top 5 into freestyle before Saturday, your top 5 was a number 5 Wildside Zach Garner. Great run, just was not enough to take over the top spot. Classroom Crusher also had a nice run. Tried out the APAC backflip, but that halo at the back of the truck caught it and got it stuck on its lid. Gravedigger Grandma, Kristen Anderson. And if y'all saw Monster Jam's California video, which
Oh,
bro,
jeez.
why did you post that in the first place?
How
Talking
disrespectful do you have to
talking some
be?
smack to Kristen right at her face, right?
Yeah, how disrespectful do you have to be not only to say that right to a driver's face, but to also get somebody to record that so you put it on social media? Because the backlash he got in the comments, whoo, buddy,
Like I get
what are you doing?
he's only a teenager. Teenagers don't fully process full thoughts sometimes. But
Good point.
like he talked straight smack to Kristen. So what did Kristen do? Proved herself with a great freestyle run in Gravedigger Grandma. Uh, man, literally her best World Finals run so far ever.
That was her best run probably in her entire career.
I mean,
No
between that
question
and
about it.
All Star Challenge, where like literally,
Yeah,
but
this topped that All-Star Challenge run by far.
I
I mean,
I
kudos to
personally
Kristen.
I think it did as well. But Kristen literally proved it right in front of his face. So I don't know. I really wanted to say something else, but I'm gonna save it. Actually, I'm just I'm just smiling, smirking over here at behind the mic. But yeah, Kristen Anderson finishes top 3. Uh, Chris Kohler, Mayhem, my God, guy, what an absolute heater of a run! And at the end, just like Nashville, almost goes for almost rolls it over and gets it back on all fours. So, what do you think on Chris Kohler's run on Mayhem?
Yeah, this was the run that began to save the night in terms of freestyle because everybody, like the first 5 trucks was wreck 30 seconds in or a little bit after that time. And actually, yeah, so this run by Mayhem, my goodness, and Chris Kohler's first World Finals freestyle in 3 years, it was quite incredible. And I still believe, like many others, this probably would have been the lead heading into Saturday if it wasn't for this guy that we're about to talk about.
And of course, shell shocked. Dalton Weiner with a great run. Of course, he didn't roll the body here. Uh, Led freestyle onto Saturday night. Great run, great technical run. Had great technical moves. Great. He's also very conservative in his runs. Like Brianna Mahan actually mentioned on Saturday pit party. But what do you think on your hometown heroes run?
I mean, I loved it. I mean, Shell Shock, Dalton Weiner, he went he went wild, but still held the entire body in one piece. I I think it's debatable that he took the lead. I think it definitely was like in the top two, first, second place. Probably should have been Chris, but they didn't win at the end anyways, as we'll talk about later on. But I mean, it was pretty cool to see. I mean, Dalton Weiner's been an underrated freestyler, and he proved that he could have been the man to beat heading into Saturday.
Yeah, so Dalton Weiner, great run between Mayhem and Shell Shocked. I love both runs, but Shell Shock definitely had a great deserving run, even though their scores literally almost tie up just by a bit. But that was Friday night. Of course, we'll go into the main event Saturday night on July 4th, which, oh, also, sorry, I almost forgot to mention this. So Friday's halftime stunt, I know you were just talking about this. The Bleepy Monster Truck. One jump. That was it. Corey Rummel. There you go.
Why are they doing that to our dude, Corey Rommel? Come on.
I mean, he had a better one, literally on the next upcoming one. But yeah, that
Never
was
bring Blippi to World Finals again. Never
no,
do
no,
that again.
never, ever, never, ever. Hopefully this is one time. But I did see a post earlier, actually a few days ago, I think, talking about when seeing kid collabs or collabs of some sort. We had Donkey Kong back then. Yeah, it was cool for its time, but like try doing that now. Nintendo's harsher. Like they're way harsher on their IPs for some reason. Like you can't even do like a themed party without their agreement. If they you don't even if they find out, you're likely getting a lawsuit from them. It's crazy how Nintendo works, but like we've seen collaborations back then in our time as well when we were small kids. Like Donkey Kong is one of them. We've seen a few here and there, but I mean I can't say complain more about the Blippi. It is for the kids. It was not meant for us. For those that like Blippi, okay, sure. But at the end, it was for the kids, as well as the Paw Patrol one, which we'll get to that soon. Um, which starting into that now, actually. So Saturday night, the main
Oh,
event.
also, how about the El Toro Loco
Oh
Encore?
yeah, I almost forgot about that. So
Crazy Bull.
personally, this may be one of my newest favorite stunts ever. Of course, celebrating the 25 years of the Crazy Raging Bull. Um, the other bodies we got to see on display in on the track. Of course, like Noffigen mentioned just a little while ago, Black El Toro Loco made a comeback on the new mold with Jamie Garner behind. What do you think on that?
Absolute peak art. So cool to see El Toro Loco Black again, and this time it actually looked really good on the new mold. I think the flames are still weird with it, but it looked pretty well. And El Toro Loco Ice looked pretty sweet on the new mold as well, especially with one legend behind the wheel of it in the encore.
Yeah, it was really awesome to see. Which we'll get to hear that soon about Armando Castro. The other bodies we got to see were El Toro Loco Nitro, also on the new mold. I thought it kind of looked good on the new mold. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it looked the Nitro looked pretty good on this mold as well. It definitely took some getting used to at first with everything, but hey, I mean I dig it. It still looks weird on Avenger 2, but looks pretty cool in hindsight.
Also, word going around is that uh that was the final World Finals for Avenger 2. So Joe Foley will be getting Jim's truck next year. Jim Kohler will be getting a newer chassis. Uh, and not Who knows what the future holds for good old Avenger 2. I don't know if that's going to be their fifth competing truck. We'll see what's going on. But it is a literally a 20-year-old truck. Or 18 exactly, but it's almost old enough to buy itself some beer. Um, yeah, that chassis, has lived through a lot. If that truck could talk, it definitely will have a lot of stories. But yeah, Ultra Loco Nitro on the new mold looked pretty cool. I didn't mind it. Of course, we've seen already Ultra Loco Yellow on the same one and Ultra Loco Stars and Stripes. Likewise to all the other bodies, they've added the 25th anniversary sticker on the back. Some of them, of course, were having colors added. Recurring colors that were also on the flames. Like the 25th on the Stars and Stripes body had the red and blue and white. Nitro had, of course, some teal and green, purplish. And of course, the other one that we cannot forget to mention about, and of course about this one man either. So first off, El Toro Loco Ice, one of the uh, I want to say semi latest designs. Back in 2019, debuted with Scott Buteau when they had the Team Fire versus Team Ice, of course, All Star Challenge. Ran into up until 2020 and came back this year for the 25th anniversary. It was great to see also in the new mold. Jeremy, what do you think on that?
Love it. It's cool to see like some of the Fire and Ice bodies come back. I think that was a very short-lived series, so it's cool to see some of the bodies come back or the paint schemes. And seeing the GOAT Lupe Sosa driving that truck and him rocking the El Toro Loco Ice Crew shirt as well, that was absolute cinema.
Yeah,
Perfect.
he also got to roll out the truck for the encore, which is awesome to see. And I have this story where I actually got to meet him, bro. It was really cool. So we actually went to me, Brett, and Quentin, and I went to the Hall of Fame line. Of course,
Nice.
talk about pit party real fast. You had to reserve lines on the app, which is interesting. I know. I think next year for Indy, you guys are gonna have to experience that. So,
Wait,
uh,
so what trucks did you have to reserve spots for?
Gravedigger, Ultra Loco, Sparkle Smash, the Hall of Fame, Megalodons, Brian
Oh, so
Anderson,
all the merchandise trucks
literally
inside.
almost all of them. Yeah.
So
Um,
so not for the independents.
Not really, no.
Well, unless they're you sporting El Toro Loco or Sparkle or
Unless if it
whatever.
is either Sparkle, Toro, Meg. Yeah, that was it. Like
Was that very conflicting at all compared to
not
like just waiting in line?
not at all. It got you there soon, like, but you had to be there because sometimes the lines still get like ridiculously long. Which I know for Indianapolis next year they're gonna want to use that again. But yeah, it was interesting to use. I know Brett would have a lot to say about that. Because on Saturday, like most of the things also got sold out immediately, which was even more interesting. So you could get that, and they told you could have a plus one with you. So like an extra guest, which was cool. Uh, because that's how they got me into the Sparkle line. Toro, I think. We didn't get to do Son of a Digger, unfortunately, but yeah, they did that for Pit Party. It was really interesting. I know they're gonna do that again next year. I don't know if they're gonna do that for the Pit Parties. Following next year, both stadium and arena. But it was just figure. I'll let you know about that. Also back into Lupe Souza. So Hall of Fame 10. He was the first one up on the table. I had all the emotions running through me. I wanted to scream. I wanted to yell. I wanted to cry. I was so nervous. I'm like, I know there's Tom and Dennis. And you can tell by my voice, I'm excited to talk about this because it's like, dude, it was so emotional in my head because this is one of my literal childhood heroes growing up, and especially for my community being Hispanic. It's like, dude, watching him back then was so awesome. I felt represented. Even now, I finally got to meet him, and I was like, in full Toro Loco gear, mind you, I'm like wanting to cry in my head. I'm like, I told Brett, I was like, dude, I want to cry so bad. Like, he's my hero, really. Like, I love Tom and Dennis. They're also my heroes, but no one, they just didn't. They weren't Lupe Souza to me. dude was literally my representation back then. I always looked forward to him. I never got to see him drive, but I did get to meet him. Of course, we got to see him drive El Toro Loco, Grinder, El Diablo for his final year. But man, I finally get to meet him. I even got to take a picture with him. It was awesome. It was really awesome. I had him sign my 2025 El Toro Loco diecast on one side. Dude, it was really awesome. I still have yet to put that post with him about the entire World Finals experience. But man, meeting Lupe was really emotional for me. Like he was really one of my idols growing up. I always loved
Let's
watching that
go.
dude. I always really loved watching that dude freestyle race. He was a big freestyler. But yeah, getting to meet up literally one of my idols, heroes, inspirations was just really awesome. Like I even want to tear up just talking about that right now. But yeah, it was really awesome getting to meet Lupe. Next up person in line, Scott Douglas. Man, I like right now I'm probably starting to hold back tears too. Like Scott Douglas is another story, man. So like also like I said, growing up Hispanic, my first language actually was Spanish. And I've heard a lot of TV in Spanish, English, but like when it came to Jam, of course he was the voice of Monster Jam. And I've told him I was like, I was really stuttering talking to him. I was like losing all the words, fumbling all around, but I got him somehow at the end. And I told him I was like, you are like literally the voice of generations, inspiration and everything. I said you're on the video games too, which I mean I just referenced one of his voice lines in a recent Hot Wheels post, cruising over this crush cars.
Cruising over
Uh,
those crush
yeah,
cars.
his voice lines in the video games were so cool. Literally up until like literally just all of them. You know when they had him stop doing them, crush it I think it was. But man, meeting Scott Douglas also was emotional for me because he's how I learned English. Really, like
Mm.
I growing up, I had to watch a lot of movies, in Spanish. I didn't mind it back then. I would watch a few times in English as well. I picked it up here and there, but Scott Douglas, man, really was also one of my heroes, one of my icons. Of course, shocking. Everybody else is here too because he's literally the voice of Monster Jam. To me, it was like my English teacher. He. It's like if he was there showing me how to talk in English, learn these words and everything. I literally even remembered saying Chad Fortune's Superman when he was announcing lineups. Man, I'm really getting emotional. It's like an amazing story for me, really. Um, Scott
Scott
Douglas
Douglas
just,
to go.
dude, Scott Douglas is awesome, man. Just like it really gets me. Um, it's awesome,
Did you meet
really.
did you meet the GOAT Gary Porter?
Talking about that, yeah, Gary Porter up next. I
Yeah.
think I got to see him drive one time in Denver. I don't exactly remember. I know I've got to see Carl Van Horn. I've seen Pawkin. I've seen Van Horn. Zimmer, which is something I barely even remember. Of course, Huffaker, which are all names I've yet to be in the Hall of Fame, by the way. But yeah, I got to meet Gary Porter, which is really awesome. I had unfortunately nothing for him as was for Scott, but I had him sign the Legends part in the yearbook, um, which is awesome because I know he's driven Spider Man in 2002. Of course, he's known for Carolina Crusher. He was the original inventor and owner. Of course, Gravedigger, a few other names here and there. It was awesome to see him. Tom Mentz was also there after. He was at the end. Unfortunately, Dennis Anderson was not able to be part of the Hall of Fame. They did say he was part. He was feeling under the weather, which funny enough,
Oh, okay.
he sounded well and healthy, and during the shows and design interviews. Uh, like even me and Brett were like, why did Dennis not come down? He was sounding healthy, but you know what? The heat was killing us. So if he wasn't feeling well under the heat, don't bring him up. It was probably the safest option you could do, because like I said earlier this year, he was out for I think he's permanently done from driving. Because he just had a surgery early this year. He is recovering. So yeah, bringing him out in the pure heat. It was like 97 that day, by the way. Uh, so bringing him out in the heat
Jeez.
was not a good idea. So they kept him out, kept him inside, kept him cooled off. Better, I mean, if it wasn't for that, Kristen Anderson would have gotten the picture of him taking a nap. If y'all know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I got to meet Tom Mintz again. I also had him sign the Legends, but I unfortunately didn't have anything Max D. But if it was, I probably had anything Max D related already signed off. I had his spike that he signed off. I had the Goldberg Rev truck already signed off 2 years ago at Los Angeles. So meeting Tom again was awesome. At the end, he left me hanging because I was offering my hand for a handshake. He got everyone else's but mine. So I felt a
Oh,
little bit defeated, but I'm like, hey, it's all cool. Also, did want to say this because Brett did tell me a story about when he was when he was working club for, I think, Rosemont. He said in one of the lounges, uh, in one of the rooms, they had, it was Tom and some other official. And Brett goes in there. I think he was grabbing a snack. And then Tom tells him, he was like, hey, there's some cake if you want to grab some. And Brett's like, I'm good. And then Tom's like, not even, oh my God. Tom's like, I'm not telling you. Grab some. It's really good. So if Tom Mentz, of all people, Tom Mentz, the GOAT, the
Vince,
professor, tells you to grab a piece of cake, grab the piece of cake.
you
Brett,
better grab that
you
cake.
better grab the cake. If he says it's good, okay? If he tells you, grab it. That's all I got to say. But yeah, meeting Tom was cool. I still have to, like I said, meeting through the post, but like, yeah, meeting Lupe and Scott finally for the first, and Gary, of course, was just emotional. But literally, I almost literally started having tears talk about Scott. But let's get on to the rest of the final night of World Finals in Salt Lake. The final time. So on to Saturday night racing. Your round one winners were Shell Shock, Dalton Widener's Thunder Wars, Crazy Train, Gravedigger Grandma, Classroom Crusher, and Gravedigger Red Primer, all advancing from round one. Round two, Wildside defeated Shell Shocked, Crazy Train defeated Thunder Wars, Gravedigger defeated Gravedigger Grandma, Classroom Crusher defeats Red Primer. Semifinals, Crazy Train defeats Wildside, and of course, Tyler Meninga Gravedigger defeated Classroom Crusher. On to the third place race. The finals is between Gravedigger and Crazy Train. Crazy Train was also one of my picks to win, since he looked like an absolute menace on this track. He had it figured down to a T. But Tyler Meninga on the redemption story after two failed World Final freestyles is back on a vengeance. So he defeats Crazy Train to go on to the finals and meets JCB Diggertron. On the bronze medal race, we saw once again El Torloco Stars and Stripes, Fernando Martinez. Developing story from Friday night, the reason why he lost to Tristan England on Friday night is that he had no brakes. He didn't get time to change them out.
Oh,
Yeah, so he did only what he could. Big congrats to Fernando Martinez making it that far on his first World Finals. You don't ever get to say that for someone who's only been in the jam for a couple of years, 3 seasons at most. For his first finals, that's awesome. Even including Tryon Robbins, he made it all the way into the bronze medal, finishing in the bronze position. But yeah, big congrats to both Fernando and Tryon making it this far in racing. I think they're going to be ones to watch out for World Finals to come. I'm already looking forward to Indianapolis next year for finals because I know these two are going to be on an absolute tear in racing. We'll get back to Fernando as well
sure.
later on. Into the championship race, JCB Diggertron, Tristan England versus Tyler Meninga Gravedigger. Your winner, Redemption, came in a close. Gravedigger wins his Tyler Meninga wins his first racing championship. Full of redemption for Tyler Meninga. What do you think on that moment?
Finally got the monkey off the back. This was, this is a race where I guess I don't want to say these were the two most cocky people in the sport, but if there was a driver between Tristan and Tyler that I wanted to win, it was Tyler because he came so close to winning it 2 years in a row when he's made his first and second World Finals Mayfield appearance. But this year he finally got it. Got it against Tristan England, a former world champion and also a driver who made his third World Finals championship appearance in the last 4 years. So Tyler got a big redemption story. after getting one and done in freestyle the last 2 years, but he made up for it on that Saturday. So big congrats to him, and we'll see if he can defend it next year in Indianapolis.
That's right. Big redemption for Todd Meninga. It was very awesome to see. Uh, Going on to Saturday, BQT freestyle to end off the night. Actually, hold on. The stunt, quote unquote.
Yay, Marshall!
Monster Dalmatian, Marshall, Paw Patrol, Adona. That was it. I look. I
what
get it.
what an encore! Yeah,
I get it. These are promotional stunts and trucks, but like, come on, dude. You could have done
and they
better.
had Charlie Pauken driving it.
And yeah, couldn't have been any worse. Um, which I recorded it, and then after all that, I was like, "That's it." So I literally deleted it. I was not saving that. Yeah,
Good, good.
that was boring. Um, but anyway, heading on to Saturday night's BKT freestyle. Mind you, I'll let me remind you. Um, Heading into this freestyle competition, Dalton Widener Shellshock leads the competition, and he held on to that for a little while actually, which I was surprised because almost every other truck also wrecked out. Um, so here I'll mention the bottom under the top five, which we had.
Dude, Jim Kohler went first.
Yeah, okay, actually, he had a little bit of better of a run this year, but still came to a disappointing result. Uh, he had a nice jump, but unfortunately, since that truck is nose heavy, it already pitched down on the way down. So unfortunately, it broke off the front end, and disappointing night for a three-time World Finals champion Jim Kohler. Wait, three-time, two-time, sorry, or am I? Yeah, two-time, right?
Yeah, two
Yeah,
time.
yeah. Sorry, two-time World Finals champion freestyle. For Jim Kohler, of course, we also saw Megalodon Brandon Arthur also make his finals debut, but did not complete the minimum time in freestyle, so he doesn't get a score. Black Pearl Covenard, if we knew. Well, Evansville is the last show actually, but this was apparently the last finals of Black Pearl.
Yeah, Colvinard and that artificial intelligence Black Pearl.
Yeah, nice run he had going on. A Gage Bursey moment going backwards on a jump, which I literally in my video yelled Gage Bursey.
Cage Percy.
Gravedigger Stars and Stripes, Matt Cody, nice run going on. Not enough. Ringland Bailey Circuit, Brianna Mahan, nice run. For some reason, went forward on the backflip when she was stuck up on the back end. Okay. Dragon Cody Saucier. Sorry, good.
No, I was just saying, what was that all about,
Yeah,
Brianna?
I
What are you
don't know.
trying to do there?
Yeah, if I had a penny for every time I personally saw Brianna Mahan failing a backflip attempt, I'd have 2 pennies.
Nice.
LA and Salt Lake too. Uh because it's Scooby Doo, she almost did the exact same thing. Actually no. She did fail that backflip only because it literally bounced onto its side, which was weird. But yeah, Dragon Cody Saucier lives this time. Uh, but I think he broke a little early into his run. Tech Deck Wreck Deck Bryce Kenny, nice run going on. Unfortunately, also fails a backflip. El Toro Loco rolls out with the black body. I know I heard you talk about
Yes.
this a little while ago. What do you think on him rolling out with this?
Yo, whenever I think it was another Monster Truck fan that's in a group chat with us, he was thinking, "Oh, Black El Toro Loco is in the pits, so I wonder why it's there." And then when he realized it was a failed chassis with the failed headers, it was like, "Oh my gosh, Armando's running Black El Toro Loco in freestyle." I mean, perfect for the 25th anniversary to finally see the Black El Toro Loco in action in competition. And Armando put on a pretty good performance for what it was worth with the Black El Toro Loco.
Yeah, great run. Also rolls it over, but hey, that's the old El Toro Loco style fashion. Also, El Toro Loco Black is Armando Castro's all-time favorite body, so he wanted this to happen. So great for him. Great for everyone else that actually got to see us. Didn't expect it because I did not even get to see it in the pits. Um, so once he rolled out with the black body, I was losing it. I was like, "There's no man, it was awesome." Zombie Stars and Stripes Barmosar, a great run, typical Bari fashion. Sparkle Smash Jamie Sullivan. This is the beginning of the top five for Saturday night. Great run going on. She also does roll it over, but Jamie Sullivan, I think she is going to be one to watch out for, and especially in freestyle for years to come.
Yeah, she put on a solid run in freestyle actually,
Yeah.
and doing 2 backflips back to back. I did not expect that, but kudos for Jamie. Good that she made up for it, not competing last year.
Yeah, finishing fourth for the Saturday order. Gravedigger legend Adam Anderson. Great run going on. We were witnessing Prime 2016 Adam once again. At the end, goes on a big send, hits the center ramp, body absolutely explodes, and it's back on all four. It's shut off, but it's already broken. But hey, Adam Anderson is back, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, great run from the legend. Also, while it is still disappointing to see it on the Chevy panel, it is the legend. I don't care. I don't care. It is the legend. I was amazed to see it in person. Along with Grandma and Red Primer, the legend is the one I was
Yeah,
really looking forward to see.
yeah, you know it's a Gravedigger to Legend when they got Bad Company playing around the stadium.
Dude, yeah. Third place, Airtel Loco Stars and Stripes, Brandon Martinez. Great run going on. Held first place for a while too. Backflip, another backflip with the moonwalk, and held on to that for a while. Great, absolutely heater of a run. I believe this one actually took over Shell Shock's play. Yeah, it did. So this is the run to
Yeah,
actually take over. Like literally, Shell Shocked held on to the lead literally almost all into Saturday night up until El Toro Loco Stars and Stripes takes over, and he said, "I got it now." So I was really pulling for Fernando to win freestyle right here because it would have been awesome. It would have been a little redemption story as well for him. But
he
JCB
held it and
Digatron comes in and does a Kahuna.
yeah,
Man,
and
man,
failed
I'm so mad.
failed to give him
Uh,
the pass this time.
yeah, and I mean he should have said nothing. By the way, in Pit Party, he still takes forever. He takes like 5 million years talking with everyone. And honestly, he should have said nothing about the Kahuna. He shouldn't have said that they gave him the green light. He should have kept that under himself. No spoilers. So of course he did great run, typical Tristan. I mean, he saved the truck just for that moment and then just decides to wreck after that. I mean,
He did a Gage Mercy.
he also did a Gage Mersey. Yeah, I literally yelled in my video too. Um, but he should have said nothing at Pit Party. He should have surprised everyone. So he does win freestyle with the Kahuna, which he got suspended for earlier this year. But you can tell he's gonna do this in more World Finals after this. He's gonna definitely
Oh
do
yeah,
this in Indianapolis for sure.
if he
Which
can make it that far, yeah.
yeah, depending what track looks like next year. But yeah, he should have said nothing. Could have kept everyone under surprise. That way, more people would have been talking about it. Because I know a lot of people who already talked to him, us included, probably gave that spoiler out, and we were already looking forward to it anyway. But he said it's nothing but did the Kahuna. I was amazed to how he even got to pull that off. Uh, I'm even more amazed how that truck literally didn't even roll over after that because he was at the side of the racing lanes. Uh, and power wheels it out onto the step up ramp on the other racing lane, and finishes off with a backflip to moonwalk, and of course the gauge Mersey at the end, tearing off the back end, and that takes Del Toro Loco's spot. Damn it! But final run up, JCB Diggertron. Sorry, runs Ryan Anderson, son of a digger. Great run going on. Um, Typical Ryan Anderson fashion, backflip to moonwalk. Uh, and then at the end, like his big brother Adam, absolute send over the racing lane. Does not crash onto the center, but here's where the anxiety starts. because as soon as he goes
Oh,
over, he rolls it over on his somersaults and straight up crashes into the container next to the backflip ramp. I was like, he's about to die. But man, dude, that was a crazy run from Son of Digger, but it was not enough to take the lead and to end the night. JCB Diggertron wins his first freestyle championship as well. So, what were your thoughts on that?
another waterfall of tears from Tristan England. No, no, really. Congratulations to Tristan on this win, and with Tyler's championship and Tristan's, they now become, I believe, the eighth and ninth drivers to ever win a world racing and freestyle championship. So a very elite class of drivers, and we added two more of those in one day. So congratulations, Tristan, to get another championship in his third overall and second for Team JCB.
Yeah, yeah, it was really interesting to see. But big congrats to Tristan, regardless. By the way, uh, looking over the overall the BKT for BKT freestyle, your top five, combining both days. JCB Diggertron, your new champion. Tristan England with a 9.097. Son of a Digger Ryan Anderson, 8.996. El Torloco Stars and Stripes in third. Ferdinand Martinez, 8.784. Shell Shock Delta Miner holding on to the lead into Saturday nights with an 8.769. And of course, Mayhem finishing the top five with Chris Kohler at 8.739. And also, we forgot to mention, so Mayhem is the inverse body, where it's instead of black and orange, orange and black. What do you think on that?
I like it. It really actually pops out, I think, a lot more than the actual black body. And this one, Chris Kohler, this body fits really well. I think even better than the original.
I honestly thought the same. I really think it stands out better than the black. The black's cool. I mean, you have the orange racing stripes, but the other way around, definitely better. I hope he decides to keep this body around instead for the black. Uh,
Yeah, personally, I would love to see this be the permanent body for Mayhem
Me
over
too.
the
I
black
would.
one.
I agree. I couldn't have agreed more. Really, it fits better. It looks better. Really, on my opinion. You get to see the decals more
Please,
too. Actually.
please, Chris Kohler.
Also, talk about the other designs we also had. Wildside Sag Garner had a 4th of July firework themed body, white, red, and blue, which is awesome to see. What were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, the white with the fireworks was an interesting choice, but a simple part that really did stand out from the design was the tailgate, which pictured a bunch of United States soldiers holding the American flag. Just a little bit of the detail on that really goes a long way. But a really nice body for
Yeah,
exclusive 4th of July body for Wildside.
yeah. The Iwo Jima paint was really cool, and it was airbrushed too, which looked pretty nice. Other bodies we also forgot to mention about was Terminal Velocity's Purple Flames. I asked him what was the story behind it. He said no story, just he wanted to do that. Uh, which is interesting. Purple Flames. I mean, it stood out from the rest. It was really different. Not red, white, and blue, but hey, Purple Flames, cool.
We love being purple.
Yeah.
Patrick
Other
Star
ones. How
reference.
could we forget about Avenger? First great body since World Final 17. Yeah, 16, 18. I mean, um, really, this time around, it was still around the 4th of July themes, or American 250. This time around, he decided to do a bomber design, which, in my opinion, looked better than the last five bodies he's put out. Uh, what were your thoughts on this?
Yeah, this body was peak. Blew last year's body completely out of the water. And yeah, I'd say this was. I don't know. I don't know if this was better than World Finals 23. That's the graffiti body. Both of them were kind of neck and neck. Definitely better than the Nashville one. And then Orlando, both the Orlando bodies. kind of tied with it as well. So yeah, this is definitely one of Avengers' best World Finals bodies post Vegas, no question.
Yeah, I like I said, I think it's better than the last couple ones he put out. I rank this over the graffiti one for sure. Um, it definitely blows out the last year one way out of the water. I also got to see it in person, which yeah, it looks way better than the one from last year. I like you know what agree with Nashville, with Nashville finals as well. It blows that one out the water. 25th anniversary, yeah, the bomber is better than that one. World Finals 20's body, bomber's still better. But yeah, or even it's better than Nomad. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, Bomber Avenger was very cool. It actually also stands out from the rest. To be honest, I like the Raptor design next to it too. So big props for the guys who painted on that. I think as in terms of bodies, I know Red Primer was an updated design. Last year it was very like stretched out for some reason. This year they finally made a shorter version, which I think was truer to the actual truck, to the Red Primer truck. Which I liked. Grandma was also, and you're the same one. Fun fact: the Saturday body was the 2012 Encore body.
Well,
Yeah, Eli Steele pointed that out.
oh wow,
Yeah,
didn't even know that.
when she wrecked the Thursday one, the Friday one was still the same one, but the Saturday one was the 2012 one. So that was cool. Which I mean, he's right too because you could see on the roof the exact same holes that they had that hoisted that same truck in 2012 for the 30th anniversary body. So that was cool to see. Stars and Stripes Digger made a return. I think we already talked about the Stars and Stripes trucks a couple of
I think you
episodes
did get
back.
to see the Christmas Chaos El Toro Loco, did you?
I did actually get to see it. Yeah, they had it out in Pit Party promoting the show, which of course will be in December 19th later this year. I like it actually. Like I already saw the pictures. I got to see this in person. I really like that body. It looks really cool. Thankfully they did not bring out the green Dalmatian Christmas Chaos body because I still don't know how I feel about that one. Um, also, notable ones, Dalmatian Stars and Stripes, looked pretty cool. We'll get to Stars and Stripes actually here pretty soon, but the bodies this year around were pretty cool. Not a hit or miss really. No, well, not a single miss. They were all hits. Probably the one that I'd say wasn't miss was Terminal Velocities. Uh, the top three designs I definitely liked this year. Number one, Chrome Excalibur. I like that he's still using it to this day. He used it in Cincinnati just recently. Chrome Excalibur was really awesome. Black Otoro, number two. And number three, I'd really have to go with. It's hard to choose here, really. The one I would have to say in competition too. I would have to say with the fireworks outside. I like that body. I liked how he kept the holographic words on the sides as well. What would you say are your top three from that weekend?
Oh, that is tough. I would definitely go with some of the newer bodies, and I would say the top one would probably be the Black El Toro Loco, and especially with it running in the Encore and in freestyle too. Just getting to see the newer version of that returning would probably be my top one. Then for number two, I would probably say the Bomber Avenger. I mean, it really pops out more than some of the other bodies from previous years. And then number three would be the Chrome Excalibur. Was short lived, but it was a really cool surprise. No, it was unexpected.
Yeah, Avenger Bomber definitely is one at the top as well. I really was fighting between Wildside or Avenger. I had to pick one or the other, but let's go with the bottom three as well. The very bottom for me was AI Black Pearl. I didn't I I didn't know until after, but it looked obvious as well.
Yeah,
Also,
AI is the reason why it is the bottom one.
yeah, no, we don't support AI around here. Talking about, so that Escalade body was the Los Angeles one. They took off the old wrap and put that new one on. Of course, the disgusting AI one. And that was the final time we've seen Black Pearl.
Oh,
um,
nice.
the bottom one above Black Pearl, I say Purple Terminal Velocity. It was cool. Not the best. No story behind it. Just I wanted to make it. I'm like, okay, sure. Um, and then for that one, for the top one, this is still like worse. I don't know. Hard to decide on here, really.
Just go with
Uh,
Blippy.
sure, Blippi. What would you say are your bottom ones?
I'd say my top bottom one is the AI Black Pearl because, come on. I mean, he even pulled Bari Musawar to help design that truck using Chat GPT. Come on now. I mean, do we not have any more artists or we got web designers and like graphic designers out there. But no, we got Chat GPT with this one. Okay. Number two, bottom one would be the Blippy truck. And then, geez, from a third one, I I do not really know. I mean, I would say either a tie between Monster Mutt Dalmatian Marshall, just because it just has a fire hat on it, and Sparkle Smash Stars and Stripes. I mean, it doesn't look that bad, but it could use some improvement, especially different ears and the main different mane as well, just to fit with the theme. But yeah, that's probably how I would rank it.
Yeah. Few hit and miss, few misses, but we definitely had a lot of hit bodies this time around. Avengers back, by the way. But to end off the Saturday night, 4th of July, of course we couldn't have had some. Of course, well, we had the America 250th Stars and Stripes stunt, which of course it included Monster Mutt Dalmatian Stars and Stripes, driven by Geneva Color, Zombie Stars and Stripes Joe Dennis, let him cook, Sparkle Smash Stars and Stripes Chelsea Van Cleve, El Toro Loco Stars and Stripes LMJ Solorio, Gravedigger Stars and Stripes Charlie Balkin, Megalodon Stars and Stripes Mikey Waters Jr., and of course the Monster Jam Stars and Stripes stunt truck. While all the other rest, what did it? One single backflip. A few missed it. A few didn't get to complete them. A few did get them. Uh, the main one here, what we're looking forward to, was the stunt truck America 250th double backflip, driven by Corey Rommel. And of course, we asked him how he felt leading up into it hours before. We were making a few jokes where he was really looking forward to it. He was really nervous because double backflip. The only two people who've done it before him were Tom Menz. He's done it a handful of times, and Todd LeDuc. Todd LeDuc is still scary, by the way. Looking back at that one, that cage survived somehow. I think it crunched up a little bit, but Todd lived somehow. But Corey Rommel is the third person to do this. While he did actually get to land it, a lot of people were debating whether it actually counts as a double backflip or not, because it did corkscrew at the end. But all the other double backflips looked like this, except for the Rampage one. So Corey Rommel did it. Like I said, we joked. Brianna Mahan said, I think either he's going to come out with a brown suit after or before or during.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it was a fun little joke we did. But Corey Romo finally completes that to cap off the America 250 stunt. What were your thoughts on that?
Back on all four BKT tires. Yeah, nice. Good thing Corey Rummel landed the flip because if he would have landed on the roof or on the side, that could have hurt. But good
Dude.
thing he landed on all fours to end the World Finals.
Yeah, it was a little scary watching him do that. But like I said, he landed it, and it was awesome. An awesome way to cap off Monster Jam World Finals, America 250. And we cap it off with the fireworks show once again, with all trucks coming out at the end, with an American flag at the end. Um, awesome way to end the night. Really, couldn't have been any better. Uh, all trucks coming out. All the ones that actually still stood. Even Avenger Bomber came out. To my surprise, Son of a Digger, all crunched up from freestyle, came back out. There was a few that didn't come out, like JCB or whatever, wrecked the night, the same night of. But awesome way to end off World Finals. Awesome way to end up 4th of July, America 250, Stars and Stripes. Couldn't have been any better. Yeah,
Goodbye, Salt Lake City.
yeah. Final one from Salt Lake. I know Jam for sure will be back to stadium shows. Um, probably back in around May, April. Depending what the schedule for stadiums look like next year, which I hope Denver is April again. Um, but great show. Top. I mean, this is like I said, this was only my third finals ever. I rank this as my top two. Uh, it definitely beats Nashville, but getting to experience a 3-day format, but the heat kills it really. There's a few things that I did like. Also, we forgot to mention that Friday night, Lupe Souza was inducted to the Monster Jam Hall of Fame with a nice montage and everything. Tom Mentz also was inducted on Saturday night. Quick thoughts on those?
Awesome to finally see them get the Hall of Fame recognition. And glad they brought it back because it's been like 5 years prior to that moment since they inducted anybody into the Hall of Fame. Well, there's none that are more deserving than Lupe Sosa and Tom Meents, two drivers that really shaped Monster Jam what it is today. So big congratulations to them and them getting the recognition that they truly deserve.
Yeah, we'll see if they bring it back next year. Like you said, it's been 5 years since they've done it. They should do that more of as a recurring theme because obviously there's a lot of drivers, that were contributing factors to Monster Jam. You
And
know,
even just like not even just drivers, but
yeah,
like announcers and people behind the scenes
yeah,
too.
yeah. Like you said, like Mike Wells was behind the scenes guy. Scott Douglas, announcer, TV host. Uh, they should start doing more of that. Next year, we'll see if they do that. If they do, I mean, I don't have anyone in mind. There's a lot of people that honestly deserve the recognition and induction, but they should start doing that more often because there's definitely a lot
Actually,
of people there.
you know what? Since they inducted Lupe Sosa this year for El Toro Loco's 25th anniversary, next year's going to be the 45th anniversary of Gravedigger. And who would be perfect to be inducted? Pablo Huffaker.
Yeah.
I
Oh
think
yeah.
I think that'd actually be perfect to be a Hall of Fame inductee. And others outside of that, I mean, there's so many you can do because next year's also the 35th anniversary of Monster Jam. So it could be someone that really helped to like shape Monster Jam what it
Honestly,
is today.
Pablo Faker really is a good choice because not only was he a great team Gravedigger driver, he is also one of the people who built chassis for them. He's built his own Gravedigger chassis. He's built his own separate chassis when it came to blacksmith or etc. trucks. Um,
And he's a world champion as well.
also world champion, yeah, with Captain's Curse. Um, yeah, Pablo Hellfaker really is a good choice, especially because not only was he a big factor for Gravedigger, he was a big factor for Monster Jam itself. Like I said, with the chassis, made not only was he not only for the fleet, he made chassis for other independent teams like Devastator, currently Nightlife. Um, what other trucks are racehorses? I think Team Scream had one back then. Retired not too long ago, a few years back. Uh, like I said, he had his own as well. But yeah,
Mhm.
Pablo Huffaker really is one of the more fitting choices for all around in general next year. As for like another person, I don't know who could come in mind.
I mean, I know he just retired, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Tyler Duke get an induction into
Yeah,
the Hall of Fame.
yeah, it was great seeing him in Salt Lake City as well. He was not there for pit party, but he was up there in the drivers' lounge at the south end. But yeah. Awesome way to end off World Finals. The final Salt Lake City Finals for now. We'll be going to Indianapolis next year. So I think that was it for finals, right?
Yes, that is it
Okay.
for World Finals 25.
So going on to the now, what happened? So if you guys
Oh yeah, well
remember,
after World Finals, yeah.
so after World Finals, here's what happened pretty much recently. A few things here and there. Um, Not a whole lot really, but there's one that we do have to talk about because it was the most recent developing story. Came in from Saturday, and it was just confirmed tonight as well from Don Weiner. So Saturday, before Lamar's even started, we got word that Dalton Weiner left Team Throttle Monster, uh, because of pay issues, uh, and they were offering the name to him for apparently an absurd amount, uh, for the name itself, body and all, uh, which he kindly rejected it. Uh, so the name Shell Shock is now going to stick with Team Throttle for the meantime. So Dalton Weiner, we'll go back to him in a sec. Dalton Weiner is gone from Team Throttle, but he's not the only one that also left their respective team. Cole Vinard also leaves Overboard Motorsports, uh, as apparently a word going around is that he and Jamie Garner, owner of the team, had arguments, disputes, and it led to him leaving the team altogether. And word going around is that Black Pearl might become a mega truck after this for its 10th anniversary. So who knows? We'll see what happens with Black Pearl Cole Bernard. Cole Bernard, has driven a few trucks, Gravedigger and Black Pearl mostly. But we'll see, you know, if he does go to the mega truck scene. Because it is known with monster truck drivers, they go to other teams, sometimes with a name or just with a new entirely identity as well. But we'll see. Who knows? Feld literally could offer him a deal, same way they did with Corey Romo last year after he left Team Throttle. Uh, for just driving for them for the meantime. But who knows if they will try to get Colvinard back into the fleet, or if he will stick to an independent and become a mega truck full time. As for Team Overboard, Donald Widener is going to Team Overboard, and he's going to start driving Wildside in Pensacola, Florida, as we just seen recently. Uh, so Team Overboard is stacked. They now got Dalton Weiner and Zach Garner in the same team. Two of the youngest guns, biggest hitters. What do you think on that recently?
Yeah, this is some of the biggest news in the monster truck industry all season long in the independent side because many others, I did not expect this to happen. I mean, Dalton Weiner, who's been performing exceptionally well this year for Team Throttle Monster, representing his new identity, Shell Shocked, now it's just going to be another identity, like Velociraptor. When that was Too Tall David Alford's thing, then he left the team and it was just another identity for Team Throttle. That's going to be the case for Shell Shock this time. But I'm happy for Dalton going to a world championship team and Team Overboard. I think he's going to fluctuate very well with the likes of Jamie Garner and Zach Garner, anybody else they'll have on that team. So I think he'll do pretty well there. And then in the case of Colvinard, that is also another interesting thing as well. And we'll see what happens with his future in the monster truck industry or just motorsports in general. But going back to Team Throttle, that leaves an open spot for Team Throttle on stadiums because the lead man for stadiums for Team Throttle was Mike Christensen, and then it was Dalton Weiner. But now that leaves an opportunity for potentially maybe an Alex Barden or a Tim Hall Jr. to take that spot next year.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with Team Throttle next year. Maybe we'll see more of their independent guys, Preston and the other Velociraptor truck, because Perez is still not full time with Throttle. He's only there, similar to Corey Romo's case. He's just driving their truck, driver for hire. But we'll see what happens next year. It was really it was really shocking to see what happened unfold Saturday night before Lamar, before everything else. I couldn't imagine the guys' reaction in Los Angeles finding out about that. But yeah, we can't wait to see what the future holds for Dalton and Team Overboard. Like I said, I know Zach and Dalton are both going to be heavy hitters upcoming in the stadium future. Who knows to see what happens. But that is pretty much it. The most recent stuff that happened in the Monster Truck world. As we're now looking to the shows for this upcoming weekend for week 30. So, Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live in Indianapolis, Indiana, as well as San Antonio, Texas, arena shows as well. Clovis, New Mexico for Monster Truck Nitro Tour, including Dragon Slayer, Caden Morris, Farmageddon, Craig Christensen, the Felon, Gabe Montoya, and Misfit with the TBA slot. Altus, Oklahoma, Nitro as well. Woo! They have a busy schedule. This is one after the other. July 25th is Altus. 26th is Clovis. Dragon Slayer, this same lineup for Altus, pretty much. Anoka, Minnesota. Nitro Tour as well. Mechanical Mischief, Josh Baumgartner, hometown hero. Monster Patrol, Brandy Schmidt. Rennick Rampage, Rod Schmidt. TBA slot for this show as well. Also, we did hear a few things about Triple B and James Trantina. Man, okay, there's like two things going on here because he did have a recent interview with Monster Talk, and James did say he wants nothing to do with that anymore, which was an interesting take because I don't know if he still is the owner of Triple B. Apparently, they still list him under it, but what were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, James Trantina is a very interesting figure in the monster truck industry. Like a few years ago, made history, like buying so many iconic identities, and now he's not doing anything with the team, and now Triple B is going to be leaving Monster X. It's just a big mess, I would say, in terms of just ownership or partnering with other tours, letting their identities run.
Yeah, the other second story involving James is that he got in a very bad freak accident racing quads, 10 broken ribs, and
Gee,
there was another one. He also broke something else, but yeah, very bad accident for James. So, yeah, that's the story revolving around him. Monster X, Sacramento, California. Carolina Crusher, Paul Craighead, Rampage, Andy Saver, Warwolf, Stanley Hernandez, and Wild Thang, Brandon Leach. Monster Trucks Maniac in Brenham, Texas. Crazy Heifer TBA. Johnny Davenport pulling double duty for Ghost Rider and Girl Power, as always. Dylan Family, King Crunch, and Chris Davis, Nitro Hornet. Wall Township, New Jersey for Roundup. Back Drafts, Justin Perkins, Bad News, Charles Fast, Brendan DeRoe. Be Aware, Jessica Millard. Metal Monster, Shane Grunseth, Muddy Girl, Ann Brode, and Shockwave, and Bill Brockman Jr. Mayhem Monster Tour in Elmira, New York. No trucks announced as of yet, but there is 5 slots here. Sydney.
uh, I guess that's Nebraska.
Oh, it is. I forgot that state exists. Really, I've been there. Monster Truck Bash for Sydney, Nebraska. Godzilla, Ryan Holman. Nightlife, Aaron Basil. Rage in a Cage, Ryan Holman, and Rescue Racer, Josh Holman. This is for a Wednesday show, interestingly enough. Ram, Monsters and Mayhem, Brandon Manitoba. Crude, Jared Vogel, Roughneck, Jason Court, Sheer Insanity, Josh Bailey. Wow.
Robin's Jam.
Just the two of them, apparently. Okay. In Dunkirk, New York for a county fair show, just the Robins, Triton, and Montana. Cool. Renegade Monster Trucks in Middleburn, West Virginia. Hurricane Force, Stephen Thompson, Jurassic Attack, Preston Collins, Stinger Unleashed, CJ Reed 2, Velociraptor, Preston Perez, and Virginia Giants, Cliff Fowl. Malicious Monster Truck Tour in Elma, Washington. Of course, the Straight Up Racing Camp, just with the Cali Kid, Bill Payne, and Napa Auto Parts, Joe Briggs. Full Contact Racing in Evanston, Wyoming. No trucks as of yet. 5 truck slot, but interesting to see what we'll be seeing soon. High Octane Monster Trucks, new promotion this year so far. Harrisburg, Illinois, Dirt Crew, Time of Alone, Gone Fish and Colton Kaiser, Maximus Jared Smith, and Relentless Chris Rogers. Full Throttle Monster Trucks. They're in 3 towns this weekend: Albion, I don't know, Illinois, American Scout, Colton Kaiser, Bigfoot, Roger Gager, Monkey Business, Thomas Borders, Ray Bessos, Jasmine Borders, and Relentless Chris Rogers. I can see someone working on it right now. Ork Harbor, Ohio, Full Throttle for Bigfoot, Thomas Borders, Dirt Crew, William Beck. This is a show tomorrow, apparently. Maximus, Tommy Verloni, and Ray Bestos, Jasmine Borders. Wellston, Ohio, a show tomorrow as well. There's no way. Roger Gager, Bigfoot, Gone Fish, and Colton Kaiser, Metal Monster, Shane Grunseth, and Plain Hooky, Jersey Soccer.
I tell you, Full Throttle puts on a lot of shows during the summer.
They do.
During the week.
Yeah, especially during the weekday. This next one's interesting. So, LaSalle, Illinois, Outlaw Monster Truck Drags with Kraken Nick Pagarulo, Misfire Brooke Pagarulo, Ramdemption Kurt Kramer, and Raminator Mark Hall. This one's the picture of a rock. What are we doing? What is
Rockster
this?
Jam. And there's no location for it.
There's no location. Apparently, it's just Alec White, Bad Decision, Telegated Tim Jones, and Twisted Addiction Trip Jones.
Actually, you know what? I think that's going to be the first Monster Truck event to take place on a meteor. Well, I think that's what it is.
We're going to the moon. Next up, Mora, Minnesota, with a picture of a guy. Whose blood? Metal Monster, Shane Grunt says, you guys are funny. Monster Patrol, Brandon Schmidt, Predator, Brandon Pizzo, lately showing off monster truck footage inside the cab with the Meta glasses. Actually, I like that idea. You know, showing off what it's like. We had GoPros back then. You now have Meta AI glasses to show off what it's like inside the cab, which I've seen it in full, all of them, even from the truck load up to the freestyle competition and racing. Even on the racing one, you hear him say, because the rear steer went out, you can actually hear him, curse out loud. Yeah, because the rear steer goes out, which honestly valid. Prowler in this economy.
Prowler.
Wow.
What?
All right, welcome back. Ellen P's
and Prowler on the short truck.
Oh, yeah.
Short build.
Yeah. Public Nuisance Corey Laby and Redneck Rampage Rod Schmidt in Mora, Minnesota with the guy for a picture. Thank you, Ethan. Napa Auto Parts. Napa Auto Parts Road Series Monster Trucks. Halifax, Nova Scotia. Bounty Hunter Jimmy Crean, Jekyll and Hyde Corey Kino, King Sling Jeremiah Pross, Rowan Rex Mike Nugent, Scarlet Bandit Darren Crean, Shark Bite Dan the Man Dahlgren.
Yeah!
And Extreme Jim Jimmy Pigeon. JM Motorsport Productions, Middletown, New York. Black Stallion Mike Fodders, High Education Chris DeHios, Illuminator Daniel Donnelly. Nothing But Trouble making its return with Michael Cole, not the WWE announcer, the monster truck driver, Michael Cole. Toxic Corey Snyder and War Wizard RG Turner. Monster Truck Throwdown in Onaway, Michigan. Avenger Joe Foley. Blockhead Darren Basil, John Kohler Brutus, Crush Station Zach Wickenbach, Dirt Crew David Offer, and Lumberjack. With the TBA slot. Goodell's, Michigan. For the St. Clair County Fair. Avenger Jim Kohler, Axe Joe Foley. Tomorrow as well, on a Tuesday. Brutus, John Kohler, Frontier Truck Parts, Elliot Miller, Lil Miss Maneth, Asina Kozel, Mayhem, Chris Kohler, Mason Rife, Psycho Circus, and Rat Attack, Jacob Ladwig. And then, of course, the jam shows we have this upcoming weekend, starting off with Pensacola, Florida, where we'll be seeing a lot of stuff here. Armando Castro, Toro Loco, Excalibur, Mike Pagarulo, Gravedigger, Kristen Anderson, JCB Dickertron, Tony Oaks, Jester Matt Pagarulo, Overboard with Gary Schott Jr., of course, the driver of Hooligan. Yeah. Sparkle Smash Caleb Butt, and we'll be seeing the team debut of Dalton Weiner and Wildside this weekend. That's fast, really. Las Vegas, Nevada. Not Sandbar Stadium, unfortunately. We would still be having World Finals there for a jam. And the Thomas Mack Center, still UNLV uh, related. Bailey Circuit, Brianna Mahan, Earthshaker, Alex Barton, El Toro Loco, MJ Solario, Gravedigger, Weston Anderson, Jurassic Attack, Tim Hall Jr., Sparkle Smash, Chelsea Van Cleve, and Thunder Roars, Carson Williams, and Travis Hall, Velociraptor. So since we're going long here, we're almost going almost 2 hours on this episode. We are going over 2 hours. We'll skip the top three for this one. We're just ready to wrap up at this point because it's almost midnight there for you. But yeah, a lot of shows this upcoming weekend. Anything else we gotta talk about to start wrapping it up?
I don't think so, but yeah, big news in the industry. Of course, Dalton Weiner, a quick turnaround, making his debut this week for the Overboard team. Looking forward to seeing how he can do with the Wild Side identity to start off his new chapter in his monster truck career.
Yeah, definitely will be seeing that soon and how that will do leading up to next year. But other than that, that was the World Finals recap, and of course everything happened that the last final 3 weeks, and of course what's going on next week. Other than that, to start wrapping it up, we are tired here. I'm exhausted. Don't forget to follow us at STSL Off the Track on Instagram and listen to us on Spotify and YouTube. Steel Time Sports League, the main accounts, I believe they just kicked off their newest season. No, they're on to finals, actually. They just wrapped up finals, I believe, pretty recently. I think they just wrapped up their latest season. So big congrats to the World Finals champions. I honestly have not kept up anything with them. Like I said, if you are in the Beam League, Barth, for exactly that reason, if you guys, or Barth, are in the Beam League and want to talk about it and catch us up to date with everything that's going on there, please hit me up. We'll get you guys on the show. We'll talk about you. We'll talk about you guys too, since we are. I mean, of course, we got to talk about you guys since it's a video game based league. Other than that, subscribe on YouTube for more STSL Off the Track and the BMP League. Merch, that'll be in the links provided down below. And that will do. It's a pretty long episode, don't you think?
Yeah, didn't we go for 2 hours?
We're like going for 2 hours and 7 minutes.
Hey, that means more content for the viewers.
Oh yeah. All 23 viewers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you all for sticking around.
Yeah, thank you all for sticking around this exciting on this big episode. I didn't even intend to go this long, but hey, we had to talk about it. But anyway, for Nafigen, I am Lane Flores. We'll see you guys back next time for some more Monster Trucks and SCSL Off the Track. See ya.
Bye.